via teleconference this morning. We'll have one next week with our coaches of our playoff teams. This will be our final call with our full group. So we'll go ahead and get started. First, as we begin our calls every week, our players of the week from this past weekend. Voice Hotel's Offensive Player of the Week was Charleston Southern running back Christian Reyes. Defensive Player of the Week was Presbyterian College linebacker Isaiah Lynn. The Special Teams Player of the Week from PC, defensive back Ed Britt. And the Crons Brand Freshman of the Week, Presbyterian runner back Darrell Bridges. Other notes and highlights to pass along as we enter the final week of the regular season. Coastal Carolina has clinched at least a share of the Big South Championship and will look to play for the league's automatic bid this Saturday as the Chanticleers host Liberty. The winner of that game gets the Big South AQ. That game will also be the Big South's Game of the Week on ESPN3. Big South American Sports Network coverage concludes Saturday with Gardner-Webb at Monmouth. Some other individual notes. Coastal Carolina's Quinn Backus became the second Big South player with 400 career tackles this past weekend. Liberty's Jacob Hagan has tied the Big South single season record for interceptions with his 8th. He had 3 on Saturday. And in that game against Charleston Southern, he set the Big South career mark for interception return yards. PC's Ed Britt made history with his 3rd defensive return for a touchdown, returning a blocked field goal for a score. Also has an INT and fumble return touchdowns this season. Charleston Southern has posted back-to-back 8-win seasons for the first time in program history. Coastal Carolina's Alex Ross has tied the Big South record for consecutive 300 total offensive yard games. Liberty's Darren Peterson has tied the Big South career record for 100-yard receiving games. He had his 10th this past Saturday. And 4 Big South quarterbacks are still averaging more than 200 yards in the air, 200 passing yards. 2 of them will be in action on Saturday as Monmouth's Brandon Hill and Gardner-Webb's Lucas Beatty will be going head-to-head, followed by Josh Woodrum and Alex Ross from Liberty and Coastal, respectively, on Saturday at 1 o'clock. So those are our notes to pass along. And as usual, we'll begin with our first head coach every week, head coach of Gardner-Webb, Carroll McCray. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Mark. How you doing?
Doing fine, thanks. Gardner-Webb falls to 4-7 overall, following the 14-7 loss to PC. If you can talk about that game, and then you have the season finale at Monmouth. Talk about them. We'll go into questions after that.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Well, certainly our hats go off to Coach Nichols and PC. You know, they did a very fine job up here on Saturday, and it was a team that came in here with a lot of momentum and aspirations from the season they played, a very difficult schedule, and Coach Nichols had them ready to go, and they played very well, and congratulate them on their winning season. We, it's kind of a punt fest for quite a while in the ball game, and two defenses out there that were playing pretty well, and kicking games that the 4 major parts played very well. PC, as you said, with your player of the week, took advantage of a blocked field goal in the late first or second quarter, I believe it was, where we'd driven the ball down. I thought we had an opportunity. It didn't look like there was going to be much scoring in the day, and I thought 3 points would be a vital part of our possibilities there. We kicked the field goal low and got it blocked off the edge, and then they took advantage of it with a fine player and ran it all the way back. And so a 7-0 game at halftime, and we got the football out and were not able to do anything with it. I think it was a day of missed opportunities for us. We had not had very good field position the last 3 or 4 ball games because of our performance. And this week we did have good field position. We had several opportunities on our side of the 50 early in the game, second quarter, and even third quarter. And we did not take advantage of that field position with our offense. We failed to do the things that we needed to do to have any success there. And then defensively, PC did a good job defending our offense. So, missed opportunities for us really came back to bite us. We really didn't get anything going offensively at all. Till the fourth quarter, we took one drive down and scored. and defense held up, got the football back. Thought we had some opportunities maybe to get that thing tied up with some momentum and go into overtime because they had scored in the third quarter on a short field. And had a penalty, shot ourselves in the foot, and did not give ourselves the opportunity to see if we could get the ball in. So missed opportunities, lack of execution in spots, and credit goes to Presbyterian College. This week headed up to play what I think's a good, as I said before, a good addition to the Big South Conference. Certainly Coach Callahan and Monmouth University represent a lot of the things that you want in your football program. Longevity, really a lot of credit on and off the field with what they do with their young men. Won a whole lot of football games. Anytime, I told Coach Callahan, anytime you have a chance to be there for that long a period of time, you're doing a whole lot of things well. And he's a credit to college football and now to our conference. I think they've been very, very competitive. It's a really fine coach football team. Thought they played well and, did some things last week against Coach Mobley and those guys at Coastal. They played very well when they played Liberty University. And, overall, I think they're a good football team. Got quite a few veterans playing. I know they had some guys injured last week. I know their quarterback has been in and out. But those guys play the way you ought to play the game. They play it the right way. They're good technicians. I think they're very, very solid in all three phases of the game. They certainly have focus and direction with what they're doing, which is a credit to their staff. And, I'm looking forward to taking our team up there, seeing their place, and getting in an unfamiliar environment, to say the least, for us. But as we grow our program, we have to do a better job working to play on the road and making sure that we're ready to go regardless of who the opponent is. So in our last game of the season, I hope that our football team will put ourselves in position by taking advantage of any opportunity provided and see if we'll give ourselves a chance to win a ball game against what I think is a good, solid football team in every phase.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll start taking questions for Gardner-Webb head coach Carroll McCray. To ask a question, please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser. Click raise hand if you join us via the web. Questions for Gardner-Webb head coach Carroll McCray. Coach, while we wait for a couple questions, let's talk about a little bit. This is the final game for Kenny Cook and Lucas Beatty. Just what they've meant to your program and the combination they've been for 3 years.
Well, certainly those two young men are going to be missed. They've had the opportunity to play under several coaches, and what they've done, I think, is they've taken advantage of all the opportunities they've had here at Gardner-Webb to represent the university the right way. And if you got two guys you're going to draw up that you want to bring into your program, they would certainly be the character and the great ambition to get a diploma, which, one's a graduate, one will be a graduate here in about 3 weeks. And, they've come in and sacrificed and developed themselves with the ability they have into really good players that have had an effect here on Gardner-Webb as a university as a whole. Not only the athletic department, but they've also put themselves in the record books several different spots in the Big South Conference. So looking forward to watching them play as we head up to New Jersey, and at the same time it'll be a bittersweet day as we realize that they won't be back to wear the red and black again. But I think they've worked in a manner to lay a foundation that we can build on and continue to target young men like them as we head forward in our program and in the building process we're in here.
And turning our attention to Monmouth, they've got a nice quarterback receiver duo as well with Brandon Hill and Neil Sterling. Just for what you've seen on tape, just similarities to your two, and then some things that are different that they both do the Hawks.
Well, I certainly think they're one heck of a 1-2 connection. When you get into conference play for those 5 weeks, you start to see the other team. From my position, watching all three phases of the game, I've watched them a little bit as they have attacked the defenses that they've played against. But very impressed with their quarterback, not only the way he can throw the football, distribute it to the people that they have. I think schematically they give him a chance by doing tons of different things. But I think he's athletic enough. I think he's got real good feet and pocket presence where he moves around and makes sure that he gets in the throwing lanes he needs to get into to get the ball to several different players. I think he's a real playmaker. You know, he'll flip it underhanded or throw it sideways or whatever he has to do to get it to his guys, and I think he's, you know, really a guy that's dangerous when you try to defend him. Their big receiver, every time I turn the videotape on, regardless of who they're playing against, and I think almost every Big South game in the opening play or the opening series, I see the back of his jersey headed into the end zone. So certainly he has our attention. He looks awful big on videotape, and so he's a real big target that can run. He's very, very productive. You know, he's hard even when you put heavy coverage in the line of scrimmage. You know, physically he's strong where he can fight off coverage and still get the football for his team. And, you know, there are similarities between the two that we have and the two that Coach Callahan has up there, but have certainly been impressed with them, and certainly they are difficult to defend.
Hey, Coach, and my final question for you, just talking about Monmouth's defense, just things that they do that really stand out to you and what challenges they pose.
Well, I think the number one thing I see when I see their defense is that, you know, they have a plan, they're solid, they adjust to you, but they change for nobody. These young men that are over there defensively, they're in the right spots. They do a good job closing down angles and breaking on the football as far as perimeter and secondary players. I think up front, you know, they got enough punch with the real big guys inside that they make it difficult for you to move inside. You got to see if you can work the edges a little bit, and I think they play with great passion and they chase the football very well. When they get there, they try to run through the offensive guys that are there. So very, very well coached. I see them make few mistakes. You know, if you're going to beat them, you got to get there and you got to make sure that you're ready to attack them if you want to have any success at all offensively. So I think that's the main thing is that they're very well coached and they're solid in everything that they do. They'll be in the right spots, and I don't see any mistakes. So they play it the way you're supposed to play it, and you're going to have to make some plays if you want to try to beat them and score with your offense.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. We're not seeing any other questions for you, so we will let you go, but thanks for your time all season long, and good luck Saturday in Monmouth.
Okay, Mark. Thanks a bunch. Good luck to all the teams this week. Y'all have a good day.
Okay.